I'm going to.
Right, we're ready. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's just have a little look at our bodies. So just take a little breath first to begin. Has anyone got anywhere to go? Because it's like nearly 10 past and this is an hour session and you know I don't cut it short. So, sorry.
You can walk out at 10.
Yeah, you can walk out at 10, but I'll carry on. Right, so after you take your breath, exhale, bring your chin to chest and just lengthen the top of your back. I want you to look at your feet and just check that the outer blades of your foot are nice and level with your mat there. Nice soft toes. I want you to think about even distribution of weight in your feet across these 2 points and two or at least one at the back. So just think about just getting the whole weight there into your feet, nice and level, okay? Look at your knees, they're going to be nice and soft, and your hips as well, lined up with your knees there and soft. Bring your belly button in as you have a little look at that. Lift the pelvic floor, draw the rib cage down, and your shoulders are soft, and then bring yourself up into your crown. And we're going to start off with a nice gentle chin poke. It's not chin poke, it's a full face poke really. So you breathe in softly. And then keeping your face nice and level with the front arm, just exhale and press the whole of your face as if you're pressing the wall forwards. And then come back and draw a little bit upwards through your crown there. Breathing in and exhale again. Another little chin poke there for you. We should call it a face press because that's what it is. Draw it back up. Breathing in and just gentle exhale. Ooh, don't overbreathe and faint. And then come back up. Just taking the nestling your elbows into your waist. We're trying to keep really neutral so the rim of the bones of your pelvis stays still and level. And your rib cage stays gliding down to your hips as you open up your arms here. So it's actually moving the shoulder blades rather than your spine. I don't want your spine doing this, okay? So draw your scapula down, your rib cage down, and just get as wide as you can. Don't worry if you're just not quite able to get too wide, it doesn't matter. As long as you're getting a nice freedom of movement feeling in the back of your shoulders as the like you've got weights on your shoulder blades, just drawing them down towards your back pockets. Breathing in on the open. Exhale here. Beautiful. Just wind your arms back down. Really similar, we should have done this first room because it's slightly more gently. Your thumb's just at the front there, and you're moving your ball and socket joint in your shoulder around. So you kind of mobilise your thumbs so they turn out, and some people go up, that's fine, but I want you to try and initiate the movement from your shoulders, so it's just getting this action here. And your shoulder blades will come together again and lengthen downwards as you do that. Okay, we'll start to get a bit jiggy. I'm going to do a nice warm-up squat. So it's a bit like a dive. I'll talk you through it. So it's just a breath in, it's nothing different to what you've done before. A gentle hinge in your hips, and then hovering the knees over those ankles, going to the seat there, and then you literally come back up. So it's just a tiny movement. Exhale, hip hinge, bend your knees, come back up. So I want you just to check your knees aren't going too far in front of you. They shouldn't go anywhere near your toes, really. Aim for your third toe, and you're getting your bum further back than your knees are creeping forwards. Okay, that's all.
Going down.
Let me just think. Breathing in to begin. Exhale, come down here. Okay. Now, so add on just your arms, breathing in. Okay. That's it. And then again. And we're adding on, if you've got a good back and you don't mind rotation, then we come down here. Then when you come up, you rotate, just turning one shoulder to the back. Breath in, come back up. And then exhale, rotate. It's usually the other way around with a squat. You usually exhale here. But because we're twisting, you want to exhale on the twist and breath in as you start to come back up to the centre. Exhale as you twist. And your face can start to go in the direction of your back arm. If your neck will allow, if you've got a really stiff neck, just be gentle with it and just turn as far as you wish. Breath in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. So it's a bit like a dive, isn't it? Reminds me of learning to dive. And your back stays straight. That's the beauty of this. You're getting down. You've got to do that much more of it, but you're not bending your back. Okay, so let's get into our lunge stance. So just like this, just take one leg back. Remember which one you've taken back. Both feet are forward and both legs are straight to begin with. So you want the centre of the body over your pelvis there, not leaning at all yet. You're taking your little fingers first just behind, and just enjoy that lovely opening in your shoulders there. And you should warm up these triceps with your little finger first, squeezing back there. And that's your breath in, as you're going to now exhale, hinge through your hips as you bend that front knee, which remains over your ankle there. And you're hinging through the hips and your arms reach forwards. Really engage this glute here. As you reach forwards, that front leg bottom muscle should come into engagement, switches on. Breath in as you start to come back into standing, straightening that front leg, and just take the arms behind. So we'll do a few of those. Breath in at the top, exhale, hip hinge. Don't let that knee go too far forwards, but really switch this on as your arms reach ahead. You need to engage that to get your balance. Breath in, come back up, it's quite warm, isn't it? To keep your balance, remember, pin your belly button right into your spine, lift your pelvic floor. Really helps with balance. One more on this side, and then we'll swap it. And then come back up. Secure your core just to swap over. You don't have to be massive wide for this in the legs. Just be comfortable. Just check both feet are forward, check your whole weight is above your pelvis here to begin. Breath in, reach your fingertips behind you there. Let your little finger initiate the move there rather than your palms. Just make these come into play. How are your feet? Bring the hands off. Breathe in. Exhale. Lift the pelvic floor as you begin to hinge through those hips and bend that front knee. Reach ahead. That's it. Feel the length in the back of the lower back and just make sure that front glute now is totally turned on. Breathing in. Come back up and reach through. And just use any of the options that we've already done so far. If this is too much just yet. Breathe in, come back up, it's boiling, isn't it? Breathe and got a lovely breath, ready to exhale, lift the pelvic floor, reach forwards, gently engage that glute med, it's called, in the front of that. And I'll tell you what, your weight goes up, we've got lots of work for that today. Come up. Oh, secure your core, come into a nice little stance, ready to do your squats. Okay, so, anyway, gosh, you're so quiet today, I've got no pedaling. It's unnerving me. Okay, remember, don't be hugely wide in your feet. If you go really wide in your feet, you've got to work harder to get your knees out to the edge, and there's no benefit for that at all. We're just trying to get these big muscles working. So with a breath at the top for this one, exhale as you just bend into your hips. That's it. And then you're not going forward, okay? The waist down doesn't come forwards at all, it goes back. So hovering the knees over those ankles, get your bum as if you're sitting on the loo. But you can come straight up here. You can literally go bending the hips, bending the knee, and come up, just like we did with the one. Okay, you can do that if you want, or you can go even deeper, really getting into those glute muscles. Look, your back stays straight, it's not arched, it's nice and straight. I'll show you from the side here. So it's breathing at the top there, exhale, hip hinge, knee bend into those glutes. So it's really like you're sitting on the glutes, that far back, and then breath in, come back up. Let's do 5 of those. I'm just going to watch your knees. Just check your knee back. Your feet are free position. Get the knees to that third toe. Really like that sense in your feet, that's good. Just a good toe. Yeah, we don't want that. That's good. Really good positioning of those knees. Great. Just have a rest of your knees. We're going to introduce the band in a sec. That's brilliant. That's your good. Perfect. Butterfly effect, you see. Okay, grab your band. Okay. Oh, sorry everyone. That's fine. Okay. So level your shoulders with your band. Sorry, level your band with your shoulders. And just use the floor as a good gauge to keep the band level. That's it. The yellow ones will be fine today, nice and kind. That's it. Grab it like a fist. So your palms are facing the floor. Get your little fingers round the band there. Now, I want you to be mindful. You're going to need to switch on these. These are your deltoids, and you're going to use your back muscles as well to squeeze it open. Okay? If you're not properly engaging the muscles, and you're just using your... No one was doing that, by the way. I was just being a bit dramatic. Yeah, so if you've not properly engaged the muscles equally, that's when you can strain yourself, and we don't want that at all. So we can literally, I'm going to do 10 squats, and I'll probably trick you and do some more. But that's the idea. Positive thinking. You can either do 5 bands and 5 squats, or you can do 10 everything together. Okay, you decide how many you manage. So next time, you know your personal best. We'll pretend we're Olympians. Olympian squatters. Breathe in, come back up. I don't want anyone hurting your shoulders, hurting those shoulder blades. Keep them nice and into the back of your rib cage there. Breath in as you lower. Lift that pelvic floor, hinge your hips, bend your knees. Get your bum into the skirting board there. I reckon we're about halfway through. That's it. So we'll count to 5, but you count yourself. Okay. 4. While you're looking down, your eyes should track your body. So the eyes shouldn't stay static. You'll end up hurting your neck here. So while your eyes go down the wall, across the floor, towards your feet, check your feet haven't suddenly moved. Perfect, well done. Self-correction is great. Last 2, and then we're going to trick you, because we're going to have a little breath, and then we'll do 6 more. Okay, but remember, just do a little bit of this if you want. Yeah, they're gorgeous. Do some of them. Or do 3 bands and 3 squats. Or both. Are you ready? Breath in, it'll be less than 30 seconds this if you like. So enjoy it. Exhale. Breathing in, good. Yeah, sorry, that's it. Yeah, good. But just make sure those knees follow. Oh, better. Yeah, good. Gets the heart going, this, doesn't it? That's brilliant, Sylvia in the corner. Alright, come on. Alright, this is you're gonna hate me for this. Okay? But it's so important, like practicing getting down and getting back up, but from a squat. Okay? And then we're going to do downward facing dog, but only if you're up to it. If you're not up to that, you carry on practicing you squat to floor, okay? So just like with this, I'll show you, so you won't be horrified. Breath in at the top, wash my heart, bracing. Hip hinge, bend the knees, get your hands ready. Notice the back doesn't bend, okay? This is working. So are these to the floor, walk out, okay? No, okay, you can carry on into a plank or literally stay here. Okay, I know it looks ridiculous, but it could save your life, literally. Come back up. You won't be laughing if you are on Oh, I tell you what, it's hard work. It's harder than the other one that you're going to do in a minute. You can only do that if you've got a good back. Okay, breath in at the top. Check your feet are nice and forward facing. So get ready with your hands to go to the floor. You're hinging through the hips. You're bending, oh gosh, that creeps, don't touch your knees, you'll frighten yourself. And then your bum goes as if you're sitting on the loo, but your hands reach the floor, okay? Walk yourself forward, there, you've done it. Walk into a plank if you like, and then walk back up if you need. Time to break, everybody. Okay? Use it, yeah. Do your own thing if you need, or use your apparatus, okay? All right, because that's wise. Should we do one more? They're horrible, aren't they? I'm sorry. Breath in at the top, exhale, hip hinge, lift your pelvic floor, get those knees into position, and just walk yourself down, and then walk yourself back up. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. You actually look great, because there's no grace in this, is there? Forget your grace. That's the way to. Okay. All right, let's do one more. We won't do down facing dog. I can't bear it. But we will do something when we get down. Breath in at the top. Hang on a minute, let's just see what we're doing next. Let's see if there's any point coming back up. Yeah, we won't do. Okay, we'll stay down. We've done our squats, we've done our horrible bit. So get yourself safely down, or come with me for this one. Okay, breath in, hip hinge, bend your knees, walk yourself down. See if you can stay here. Okay, and you're just going to rock your shoulders towards your knees and back. It's actually quite a hard little plank, so just do a couple of those. And then get your knees to the floor and you're in all fours. How's about that? Right. You're safe. You're safe, you've got the floor. We actually had someone fall off the floor last night in class. From here, from this kind of, in fact, I think she was on her back. She's got a good sense of humour, has Lucy, so we all laughed. Okay, right. You're going to get your left leg in between fingers. Okay, and then you're moving both your hands into the inner foot, inside your foot. You look amazing.
We've played Twister before.
Pardon?
We've played Twister before.
Yeah, Twister. This is practice for Christmas. Now, what we're doing here is, you might feel a little stretch here in the foot that's now in your mouth, in the knee that's now in your mouth. That leg glute, kind of hamstring there, is hopefully having a stretch. That's what I want. We're going to exercise it in a minute. Breathe in here, and then see if you can bend your elbows. Don't bend your back, bend your elbows. Try and get your elbows just a little bit bent. Okay, breathe here. And then exhale, lift your pelvic floor so you've got something to hold on to as you bend your elbows a little bit lower. I don't want you to move, I want you to stay still in a comfortable stretch of that muscle there. Okay? And then see if you can squeeze yourself a little bit lower again, exhale. All right, think of it, they're literally like rubber bands, these tendons and sinews and all the rest of it there, your lovely muscles lengthening. Imagine them lengthening away. That's what you want. Breathe into it and then come back up. Extend your arms. Well done. You look elegant again now, everybody. Right, bring your knee down. And then you're bringing your other foot in between your hands. Get yourself comfortable there. And then bring your hands into your inner foot, inside your foot. Okay? Can you feel the beginning of that stretch in that back of your leg? Yeah. Oh, this is good. Yeah. Yeah, because someone said this is a good hamstring stretch. There's quite a few. This is a nice one. Breath in here. Exhale. Start to just squeeze your elbows a little bit into flexion. You do all look really agile, like you've been doing this all your life. Yeah. Well, some of you have been doing it with me for this is my 6th year. It's my 6th year. Yeah,
I've got a degree.
Well, I did it in anyway. Yeah, it's because we've lost 12 months, 18 months as well.
Well, we should be better than we are.
He's got 6 years old.
That's true, American.
I know, there's a plateau, isn't there? Right, you ready? Are you breathing and lowering your elbows on that exhale? Breath in and exhale a little bit deeper. You'll thank me for this because you won't get cramp. Breathe and stretch. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Excuse me, question. Can you go lower on one side than the other?
Can I what?
Go lower on one side than the other?
Yes, but remember hip replacements, we have to be careful.
I know, but that's
We've just
right.
realised.
Maybe this is the normal
Yeah.
one.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I can go lower.
Yeah, because with the other one, you should be a bit more careful.
Okay.
You look great on both of them, I have to say. Good advert. Right. Okay, ready? Stretch your arms open. Bring yourself into on all fours. Are you ready for a bit of a...
Lie down.
What's it called? A pelvic tilt. Just mobilise your coccyx under and then away. Just isolate it in your hips for now. And then bring it all the way up into your cat. Are your elbows nice and soft? Your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. Okay, right. Get yourself nice and neutral again. So imagine your back is a table. You're going to evenly distribute the weight through your front hands and your left knee, and then you're going to take your right leg back. Keeping your hips level, so you don't dip your spine, you keep your spine still, lengthened both ways, crown to coccyx, lift up that right leg. That's it, bring it back down to the floor and draw it back up directly underneath your hip. Okay, soft elbows, breath in as you lengthen the left leg away. And then, if you can, you don't need to, but if you can, keep your hips level and lift up that leg. Okay, you're squeezing your glutes and your hamstrings kind of come into play as well. Okay, no bent backs, good. Hips are level with the floor. Draw that leg to the floor and bring it back up. Okay, let's do one more of those. Lengthen breath in, your right leg. The power is across the other 3 points of contact with the floor. Lift, exhale, lower. Draw it back in, that's your exhale. Breathing in, other side. Lift up your pelvic floor. Do you know, I'm really pleased because you know what you're doing. Your eyes are to the floor and that's great for your neck. That's the best position for your neck, so well done. Lift up that other leg. Doesn't matter if you don't get it high. It matters if you twist your pelvis though. I don't want that to happen. Keep your hips level, keep the globes of your bum level. Bring it down and draw it back in. Okay. Feel free to keep doing that one because it's good, but this one kind of gets more of your glutes. You're going to bring your right leg up, maintain the right angle in your knee, and the knee levels with your hip and your foot crooks like that. Okay, so I want you to imagine you've got a cup and saucer on your foot and you've got to lift it up and lower. Okay, so raise it towards the ceiling. You're not bending your back, you're switching on the muscle in that bottom to get that leg higher. Doesn't matter if it's massively high. I want you to count in your head 5 push-ups, that's good, neutral. Just lower that hip a bit. That's it. Because what's important is the level pelvis. Just drop your right hip towards the floor. Lift your pelvic floor. So maintain that. You did it and then you came out of it. That's it, sorry. That's it. See, drop it like that. Yeah, keep it there so you switch on that ball. I mean, that's a brilliant muscle you've got in your ball. Just use it. That's it. Sink that left hip a little bit. Once you've done 5, come down. That's better. There. Bring it down. Breathe. Okay, so that it just switches out there. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Keep it there. That's it. So just go to that and just push your foot up a little bit. I mean, on 5 on each side, because I know when I want to on it, all the measurements there. Bring your bottom to your feet and just lengthen your fingertips away from your sitting bones. And then roll your coccyx from side to side. Lovely. Okay. Now, I want you to just come back into on all fours. Bring your elbows down and just stretch out your legs and come down into, this is called prone. Now, we're going to do a gluteal brace, and it's an exercise. Well, I'll give you a bit of a stretch first. From your stay lying down, you're going to be in your W position, which is where your elbows are a bit lower than your shoulders, and you're like this. Take a breath. Your eyes are to the mat there, and when you exhale, I want your chin to just roll into your chest, so you get a lovely length in the top of your spine here, in your thoracic. Breathe in, just take your eyes back to looking at the mat there. And then as you exhale, do the same again, but guide your shoulder blades downwards as well. So you're getting this lengthening roll over at the top of your spine. Breathe in, come back, longing the length of your crown away from your coccyx. And then exhale, chin to chest, so you're dipping your coccyx more towards your belly button. And you're drawing your scapula down, so you're getting this lengthening in the top of your back. And then relax. We're going into a diamond shape in your hands, so it's like this. And you just pop your forehead on it there. Okay. Now this is, oh, you need a cushion. Sorry, I said, stay where you are, put your hand up if you need the block or a cushion. Great. The cushion is going in between the legs like this. Sorry, not on your head. Oh, that would be nice. I'll tell you what. It's quite difficult because you've got to really pinpoint each muscle that you're going to squeeze and squeeze off. Okay, so from your waist upwards, everything's got to be relaxed and soft. But what you're going to do is you're going to start engaging your pelvic floor. Oh, by the way, just make sure your pubic bone is into the mat, your bottom at the moment is soft, and you've got something underneath your belly button you don't want to touch. So you bring your belly button right up as much as you can. Everything's soft. But now you're going to squeeze your pelvic floor, squeeze your lower abdominals, which is hard to change from your pelvic floor to your lower abs. And then you're going to start to squeeze your bum. Your heels are going to come from being flayed out to the sides and coming up as you squeeze your inner thighs. Your lower back stays soft. So you've got to try and squeeze your bum without squeezing your lower back. So just make sure your pubic bone kind of lengthens into the floor. Everything at the top is soft, breathe, keep squeezing, and now on your exhale, release in reverse. So it's release your inner thigh, release your bum, release your abs, release your pelvic floor. Your ankles are just going to roll out to the side and just relax. Okay, we're going to do it again. Breathe in, exhale, switch on your pelvic floor, switch on your lower abs. Okay, your belly button's not on the floor anyway. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs. Everything from your waist upwards is totally soft. Keep everything still and soft. Relax, squeeze. You're meant to keep squeezing for 3 to 5 breaths. So just keep it going. I'll tell you what, you'll feel this tomorrow. You'll think, gosh, I've got buns of steel. And you'll think, what did I do? And I think it's this, because that's how I felt this morning. Okay, squeeze. Okay, are you ready to mindfully unsqueeze your pelvic, sorry, not that one, your thighs. Unsqueeze your bum, your feet are going to flow to the side. Relax your abdominals and relax your pelvic floor. Okay, you ready for one more? Breath in. Pelvic floor, abdominals, squeeze your bum, squeeze your inner thighs. Your legs are going to lengthen away. Keep everything soft in those shoulders, in your jaw. Breathe for 3 to 5 breaths. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and breathe. Don't go dizzy, just normal breaths. Just keep on the squeeze. Great, relax your inner thighs. Hard. Relax your bum, relax your abdominals, relax your pelvic floor. Let your feet roll to the side. Have a little breath, and we're going into on all fours again. So bring your hands so that underneath your shoulders. Let's just do a quick unwedge your thingy, and then roll yourself into the cobra. Soft bottom for this, just mobilising the top of your back. Exhale, come down. Breathe in. Exhale, lower yourself. Just think about your spine coming out of extension into neutral. On the next lift, start to bend your knees, engage your arms, and come into on all fours. Sorry, just clamber yourself up. Just no one's watching. Okay. Now, this is a press up sequence. If you're staying like this, that's fine. If it's too much, I'm trying to think what you can do with that. You can come on your elbows and you can literally just stay in this position. The whole thing is an upper core body strength. So it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as, you know, you're in this position at least. That will help the whole time. But if you can, come into on all fours. And we're taking the elbows to the side. Just double check your knees are underneath your hips. You're taking your chest down, not your nose. Your nose will come along, believe you me. But it's your chest you're thinking about. 2 elbows to the side. And then it's 2 elbows to the knees. Okay, it's great for your underneath your arms, your triceps. If that's just easy peasy for you, want a bit of a challenge, try going on your knees, but not your patella above the kneecap. And you do exactly the same again. Keep your back straight, take your elbows to the side, breath in as you come up, exhale as you go down. Different muscles, if you take your elbows now to your toes, just for 2. There, have a rest if you need, or come with me if you want a little bit. I'm not sure this is harder, but it's different. Do you remember that lovely position here we did at the beginning of class? Okay, now watch, you can either do this, push your elbows, your shoulders away from your wrists. You can literally just do that, that's quite nice. But for that upper body real strength, it's elbows to the side for 2. Keep breathing. And then elbows to the knees for 2. How are you doing? You're all having a go at your option. I'm so proud. Come down. All right. Are you ready? Have a rest. Okay. Now I'm going to go for a full press now. I want you to just feel it. All right. Even if it's for a second, just bringing yourself into this. Okay. Just have a go. So it's from your knees on the floor. Your wrists underneath your shoulders there. You just heel your toe underneath yourself and lengthen your right leg. Keep your hips level. All right, breathe. Grab hold of your pelvic floor, lift it, and do the other one. All right, that might be enough. Keep your hips low and level. Come down if you want. All right, you did it for a couple of seconds. Tomorrow you might be able to do a couple more. But honestly, don't think you're rubbish. You've had a go, and that's the beginning of it.
Does it matter how you get stuck?
Honestly, it just doesn't matter at all.
Do that. Is that?
Do you know, that's downward facing dog, and that's brilliant as
I
well.
couldn't do that.
Yeah, do your down this with your bum up like that. That's just a different thing, but I'll tell you what, it's brilliant. It's still weight bearing. You can literally go from your plank to your downward facing dog, just shifting the shoulders away from there. Don't overdo it, okay? Look at you all, you're fab. Right, choose your option, and we're just going to do 4 more press-ups, because you're overloading. I'm not overdoing it with you. Like that, oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, I was just really.
Hey, that's enough for you. So, you know, just do some nice, pelvic tilts or something.
I found press easier when my elbows are going out.
Yeah, and that's doing something. That's doing your chest.
But when I'm going back.
Yeah, when it's here, it's these.
Yeah, they don't work.
Yeah, it will if you practice. I know it's horrible, isn't it? Horrible. Shut up, Mrs. Milton. Right, you ready? So just do 4 of whatever. If you're not into it, then just do yourself some pelvic tilts. You know, sit on your bum, do some of those. But I'm all for just giving it a quick old zap. Breath in, exhale. I give you thousands of options. There, you're done. Right, what's next? Oh, this is nice. This is lovely now. Got on your back, so just roll onto your backs. If you want to get down with your challenge, then you do your roll down. Scoop your coccyx under. Get yourself down. Well done. Well done. Okay, now. So I'd like you in relaxation position, which is just with your knees up, feet on the floor. So use your pelvic floor muscles on your exhale to draw your heels in so that your knees are just bent. Perfect. Notice you've got a little curve in your lower back. That's perfect. That's just what we want today. So we are doing head turns. By the way, you might want a cushion underneath your head. If it feels more comfortable for you to have that little height in your head, then keep it there. If it's not made a difference or you feel much worse, take it away. With the weight of the floor holding the globe of your head, you're going to get a really good face turn. You're taking your nose to the left. Your ear kind of kisses the side of the floor there. So your face stays level. So it's not your chin coming up or your forehead. Breathe in and just take your face back. Think about all the hard work you've already done. You've done brilliant. Breathe in, exhale, take the face to the other side. Okay, just feel any length that's nice in the neck flexor. Bring it up. You're taking your chin. Don't move your pelvis. Pin your belly button towards your spine. Lift the pelvic floor. Lengthen your pubic bone towards your toes as you chin to chest there. Just bring your chin to chest. Great. And then bring it back down. Okay, we're going to just bring the chin up. I don't want any kinking in the back of the neck. I want you to feel freedom and flow in the neck as you just bring the chin up and then nestle it back into relaxation. You're taking both arms up, thumbs first, keeping your shoulders on the floor. I want your middle finger of your right hand, well, both middle fingers of each hand is riding above your shoulder joint. Okay, keep everything neutral and still. On your exhale, you're squeezing your right middle finger towards the ceiling in an upward kind of dart. You're taking your right hand towards the left hand there, right across the room. That's it. And then take it back over. Great. Nestle that joint back in towards the floor, and then lift the left fingers up there. Squeeze the length into it. Wipe your arm across your chest, kind of, obviously still in the air. Squeeze your fingertips into that kind of cornice, and then float it back and let the arm drop back down into the floor, and then take both hands down there. That's great. Okay, just do some pelvic tilts from here. So pubic bone rolls towards your nose, your lower back nestles into the floor. Don't let the knees move, keep your knees totally in line with the hips, and then roll your hips towards your toes. Great stuff. And then come back into neutral. Okay, we're doing some hip circles. So you're keeping your left foot on the floor, bring your right knee up into tabletop. All right, try and keep that nice and angled in your knee. Move your right knee towards your belly button, and then your knee towards your nose, and just get that lovely circle going. 2, let's keep it tiny circles in one direction, and then 2 tiny circles in the opposite direction. Center it up, knee above the hip, and then let's make a bigger circle like a football size. That's it. Feel that lovely lubrication in that hip. It's beautiful. Reverse. Soft knee. This supporting foot is super feather light on the floor. Center that knee and crane it back down. Well done. Okay, keep yourself central. Neutral, rather. Just engage your pelvic floor as you bring your other knee up now. Soften that supporting foot. Take that left knee now, or your other knee, whatever it is, over to your belly button, towards your nose. Perfect. Good, we've not got any feet moving. That's excellent, good. Really self-mobilizing that hip, perfect. Did you reverse it yet? I can't remember. Center it up once you've done 2 one way, 2 the other. That's brilliant, good. Now, you're going to, from the center point, just make a bigger circle, go towards the belly button, towards the nose with that knee, make it a little bit bigger, 2 one way, and then 2 the other way. That's lovely. Center it up, crane that foot back down to the floor using the power of your hip. You can carry on with that one, or we can go into a leg, well, that's called a knee circle. I don't know what, this is just a leg one. You're going to have your toe stretched out. I want your leg totally straight on the initial side. Point your toe from the hip, move the leg so the toe now goes towards the belly button. Let's keep it like a grapefruit sized circle. You're going to feel a length up the back of your leg. 2 in one direction and 2 in the other. Your hip should feel like it's coming alive, like an opening flower, just right there in the ball and socket joint. Center it up, Remain feather feet in that supporting foot, but take the belly button across the belly button now towards the other side, towards your belly button. It's going to lengthen the back of your leg. Let's do like a mini sized hula hoop and then reverse it. That's it. Try and keep the hip the center of the circle so you don't wander off. And then are you ready? Center up. Breathe in, and you can use momentum. If you've got that mobility in the hip, just take it into a huge circle all the way around. Brilliant. I'm not even having to come round because your legs are straight. You're really rolling around that hip. You're not using your feet as a shortcut. Center that leg, nestle it back into neutral. Just bring that knee in and just lengthen the other way. Just give yourself a bit of a squeeze there, just beautiful. And then put that foot on the floor. Let's get the other one in the air and start again. Nice and soft. That toe is going to move towards the belly button, towards the nose. Tiny grapefruit, kind of size, reverse. Okay, I don't want you to use my momentum yet. I want all the action to come from that hip joint there. Center it up. Let's get a mini hula hoop. Feel the length as your leg comes towards your face and roll it into that ball and socket joint. If the extended leg's too much, that's great. If you just go back into the knee circles. Okay, center it up and let's do a couple. You can use momentum a little bit to do a big circle. Start off the circle across your body and around. Really take it round there, good. And then reverse. Breathe into that circle. Brilliant. Hover the toe over that hip. Fold it in and relax. Okay, and we're doing now. Gets quite intense, but we start off really super slow with this. Really nice little getting back to basics with your pelvis positioning. We did it last week, I think. It's just arm over, heel slide. So from your relaxation position, you can actually still have your block under your head if it helps. You're keeping that little gradual curve in your lower back, which is just neutral. That's your normal state for your spine. But you've got to keep that going and still your hips protruding with your pubic bone there, staying level. Do you remember the saucer of water underneath your belly button there? You've got to keep that saucer of water full as you lengthen your right leg away. Your heel stays on the floor. And then using that imaginary bungee cord attached to your heel and your sitting bone, draw it back up with your exhale. Breath in, lengthen that other leg away. Exhale, draw it back. One more on each side till we just add on the arms. So the hard bit is keeping everything still in your spine and still in the pelvis. You're not moving that little bowl of water there. So feather soft feet now, coming to bent knees. And now we're concentrating on keeping the rib cage and the spine still. Keep your shoulders on the floor, but just like doing backstroke, take the left arm back and return. Right arm back and return. Okay, is everything still in your core? Left hand over, it's quite nice, isn't it? Now, if you want, you can go opposite quadrant lengthening. So it's right arm, left leg. Oh gosh, my knee just stood up on his head. And then left arm, right leg. Now, to just make it a little bit more intense, you have to really concentrate on keeping your pelvis super still. That bowl of water there underneath your belly button doesn't tip. You can track the floor with your right leg, so it kind of hovers the floor as you take your left arm up and over. And return. Shoulders stay on the floor. And then left arm, right leg. Okay. Other side. Good. Breathing in as everything's lengthened. Exhale to pull it back. How's that saucer of water? Has it spilt into your belly button or between your legs? It mustn't. Refill it, replace it, and keep going. Make sure your opposite limbs. That's how Lucy fell off the floor. She was doing both sides. She rolled off. Okay. Oh, that was nice. Now you can keep doing that till the cows come home, or we can take it up a little bit. Bring both knees into relaxation bent position. Bring your fingertips behind your ears. You are remaining neutral in the pelvis as you bring your chin to chest. Good, well done. Exhale to lift. Breathe in lower. Now, if carry on with that. I just need to, in a minute, we might, if we've got time, we're going to cycle and do the split thing with your legs in the air. Just remember to take the block away from your head when we get to that point. It can stay there for now, that's fine. Okay, watch the change. We take it, if you've got a good back, you can take the right elbow towards the left knee and you peel elbow, shoulder, like your back of your ribs, and then there. You don't touch your knee, it's just a guide. Now I say good back, if you've got issues, particularly, well, I'm saying in the top of your back, if it aggravates any jiggle or tingling, numbness, then you just bring chin to chest, because that's just training your back to be nice and long. But obviously this engages your obliques, your lattice muscles, that rhomboid, that lovely diamond-shaped muscle in the centre of the back. Let's do the other side. You're breathing out to come up and you're breathing in to come down. We're still keeping the pelvis still as you can. So you particularly, I don't want your pubic bone flying up. Breathing down, exhale 2 more. Oh gosh, right, you ready for a toe tap? Leave your arms behind for a sec and feather foot on the left foot on the floor as your right leg comes up. I'm hovering my knee over the hip and I'm tapping that toe down twice. Maintaining that right angle in the knee. Flex the foot and just do 2 heel taps now. Notice you've got to use your abdomen to keep everything super still. Swap over. Breathe, exhale, lift that left leg or your other leg. Maintain that right angle in your knee. From the hip, the toe reaches the floor. You're not driving through that supporting foot, are you? You're keeping all the tension in your gut. Flex the foot for a couple of heel taps. Okay, right, watch the change. Back to the original, for me, right leg. It's going into that tabletop position. Okay, freeze it there. Breathe in, exhale, take your left elbow towards it. Doesn't touch it, do not bring your knee closer, it breaks the spell in your core. As your elbow comes down, your right toe taps, just 2 here. Now I want you to remember this, because we're going to increase it. Just flex your foot, do 2 heel taps with both legs in the air. I tell you what, it's really hard. So if you need to, come back to this one. Let's change side. Breath in, exhale, lift the left leg up. Okay, point your toe. Your right elbow comes to that knee. Okay, let's toe tap and elbow release. Exhale, lift. Breathe in as the elbow comes down and the toe taps. Exhale, lift. Flex the foot, so it's opposite arm. Everything's in the air, then everything goes towards the floor, arm and toe. Okay, one more here. It's hard, isn't it? Right, keep that leg in the air. Squeeze your lower back into the mat. Bring your pubic, spill that little saucer of water into your belly button and bring both legs up. Okay, so both legs are up. The lower back is into the mat. All right. Try not to have high legs. Right angle in the knee, which hovers the hip. Are you ready? If you wish, bring your chin to chest as well, or have your head on the block. You're just toe tapping, but returning each knee back up above the hip. All right, can you feel your upper abs now working? Your lower abs are working because you're keeping your lower back into the mat. Your spine isn't jiggling about, everything's still. Okay. Let's do 2 more on each side. Feel it. This is you working. This is you doing yourself a big favour. Strengthening your abdominals to get your spine lovely and still and straight and scaffolded. Bring your knees in and give them a squeeze. Okay. So that we're going to build on that now. Bring both legs back into tabletop. Don't raise your ribs. Keep your lower back tucked into the mat. Okay. Good backs are going to go on the oblique. Right elbow to left knee. Everyone else, chin to chest. Okay. So your elbow is going towards your left knee here. And then you're going to take your elbow back and your knee, your toe taps. So we're going to do 3 on each side. Exhale. In fact, let's do 4, and we'll do 2 toe taps and 2 heel taps. And then the other side. It's tough, isn't it? It really gets quite intense. Breathing in, other side. Exhale, lift. Left elbow to right knee. 2 toe taps. And 2 heel taps. Okay, bring both knees up. We're just going to repeat and then we stop. Exhale. So let's do 6 on each side, 3 toe taps, 3 heel taps. Okay, use the options. Nearly over. Other side, breath in. Exhale. Separate your limbs. So 3. Actually, that's 2. 1, 3 more heel taps. Keep going. Oh, you're doing fabulous. Bring your knees in. Give yourself a super hug. Roll from side to side there. Oh, no one's walked out. No one's walked out who intended to stay till 10 past. Okay. Bring your feet to the floor. Okay. Now, we're just going to finish with a nice hip roll. For safety, you take your arms out. Actually, I promised you a bit of a cycle. So let's do a cycle first. So imprint your lower spine into the mat. Both legs come up and just keep them straight up here. Get rid of your block. Bend your knee and we're just going to do a cycle. Okay? Brilliant. Cycle, cycle, cycle. Ignore any squidges, clicking, whatever you've got going on in your joints. Reverse. Okay, straighten your limbs. Now, you're going to do like this kind of scissors. Scissors with your legs. I find this easier to keep my back safe by just bringing my chin to chest. It just makes my lower back go in the floor. So I don't know if that's good for you. Okay, whew. Do that the same thing, or if you feel like really stretching your back and your neck, press your palms into the floor, engage your triceps, use a bit of momentum to push yourself up into your shoulder bridge. Surprise yourself, shock your friends and have a go. Just make sure that cushion's not in your head. Okay. And then we can go for a cycle again. Whew. That's it. If it's too much, in fact, the other one's harder, some people were saying yesterday, because you've got to use your tummy. Okay, and then go into scissors. Okay, now you can gently release yourself back down to the floor or you can go into the jackknife. Gosh, I haven't done this for ages. Just take your feet towards the back of your head. Let the legs go parallel to the floor. Breathe, exhale like a crane's got your feet. Lift yourself up. Your feet are just a bit further over your head. And then see if they just drop again. That's it, just have a go. You don't know till you've tried. And then
For a kid.
Oh, you're good.
see if you can get your spine one vertebrae at a time back down. All the way down. Bring your knees in. Ooh. Stay on the floor. Oh, I should have given you this first in case you just wanted to do that. Palms to the floor, soft shoulders, feet together, knees together. Take your knees to the right and your eyes to the left. Ooh. Be sure to spread your arms out like they're away from each other. It just helps with a bit of stability there. You have to do that. I nearly failed my course because I forgot to say that in my
New exam.
yeah, in the exam. Okay, breathe in and exhale. Lift the pelvic floor, bring your knees back up and exhale. Drop them to the other side. Okay, just stay here for a couple of breaths. Breathe deep into that cavity that is your rib cage. And on that exhale, lift the pelvic floor, roll yourself back. Bring your lower back into the floor, give yourself a couple of pelvic tilts. Okay, you can cave into the side and just walk yourself up, or you can literally bring your arms over the head for a roll up. Remember, if you're feeling strong in your abs, you can lengthen your lengthen your limbs. Just make sure your lower back's into the mat, your pubic bone's high. As you wheel your arms over, your shoulders stay in contact with the floor. As they leave your ears, bring your chin to chest, so your whole back into the floor. So get your pubic bone high and your back will leave you up. Breathe in, exhale, just stretch, spine stretch forward. Great. Bring yourself into just what's relaxing for you, with your knees up or down. Breath in. Beautiful. Exhale, bit of a twist. Just let your arm push against that knee. It just gives you a bit of an extra traction there. Breath in and exhale. Take your arms up, let your eyes see them as well. Bring them down into your sternum. Look at the fingertips. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Oh, thank you. Gosh, you're miles away then.